Hello, Megan Elizabeth here from meganelizabeth.co. I am an intuitive brand coach for women who are starting their online businesses. And I want to talk today a little bit about sort of the science behind what I do, because I love when I can put some science and some facts behind something that is ultimately pretty like woo-woo spiritual. And brand coaching is kind of this mysterious thing because there's so many layers to building a brand. And the way that the process that I have created in working with clients is really sort of a different approach to branding, to starting a business. And so today I'm going to share with you a little bit of more like the science behind why I coach in the way that I do. And so I want to talk to you a little bit about our brain and how we all sort of know that there's like a left and right side of the brain. And maybe you know this or maybe not. I'll share anyways. The left side of our brain is the analytical side. It is the part that deals in logic and numbers and analysis and like very, it reminds me of school a lot because especially like as you start taking higher level classes, maybe even in college, it's like economics and math and the things that really require us to be in this analytical state of mind. I even remember in my marketing classes where we would be analyzing businesses. So we are really brought up in a society that is rooted in analysis, and we are a very left brain society, which is okay. But I want to share with you a little bit why it is so hard for so many women to express their vision and their idea and actually create with traction the business that they desire. The reason is that as an entrepreneur, it requires pretty much all of the right brain potential and capacity to create your business. So the right brain is the side of us that is creative. It's how we access our intuition. It's how we get into our flow. It is not logical though. And so when you think business, you think left brain analytical, but the problem is the creation of business, that is a right brain task. And we are not taught how to access the right side of our brain. We spend so little time in the right brain when as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, it is essential that creation takes place in the right side of the brain. Creation itself is an intuitive process, and there is no flow, and there's no like manifestation or fruition of the things that you desire and the things you want to create unless you are willing to go into the right side of your brain and turn off the analytical mind and get so in your heart and intuition that you don't even care what's logical. The thing is, it's not going to feel logical ever when you're in that creation mode. And that's where the magic is though. And I'm not saying we don't use the left side of our brain in business as, female entrepreneurs, coaches, healers, women who want to start blogs and who want to join network marketing companies. We have to be innovators. We have to be creative, right? Because there's so many people in our industries. Like our industries, online business is booming. Coaching is a booming industry. Spiritual healing and all of these things are really becoming much more common in our society, which is amazing. However, if we are trying to create using just the left side of our brain, we are literally blocking probably 90% or more of our potential. And so my method of coaching, it takes you on a journey that requires you to get into the right side of your brain. I literally teach you how to access your intuition. And then I teach you from that place. That's where we have conversation. That's where you do your work, you do your creative work from that space. So it's almost this journey of like, the only way I can describe it is maybe sort of like hypnosis, where I take you through a meditation that puts you into the right side of your brain without you even really knowing it. You just feel this sense of calm and this inner knowing. And then what happens from there is I ask specific questions. And what comes through you in that moment is pure intuition speaking. And when you kind of come back to after that exercise, when you read what you've written and you're like, holy shit, this is like the deepest thing I've ever said, or I didn't even know that this is like where I was going. I didn't know that this was my true purpose, but it all feels so right. And it makes sense because we have created using our creative side of our brain, not trying to create from an analytical standpoint. And then once the creation has been made, once we have sort of birthed the creative idea of your brand and where you want to take your business, that bigger picture, that's the right side of the brain. Once we can get that bigger picture out in a clear way so that you can see it and feel it, then we can start to apply some of the left brain tasks. We can start to put in some more analytical things into the mix so that we are using our brain in its fullest potential. The problem is so many women I see are so stuck in that left side of their brain, but so longing to be a creative person, because at our core, we are creators, right? We are not meant to live in one side of our brain. We are here to experience the fullness of life, and it's such a missing link. And it's the reason that I see so many women online struggling to, start their coaching business or become, recognized as a spiritual leader, or to, start that book or that blog or that podcast or whatever that thing is. We are trying so hard to make these things happen. And there's so much talk out there about manifestation. And we're like, why doesn't this work for me? Well, probably the reason is that you are trying to do a right brain task using just the left side of your brain. There is a literal disconnect. So when you feel disconnected, that is a true thing. That's exactly what is happening. You are disconnected from your creative self, from your intuitive self. So I want you to just kind of take this in and start to recognize where in your business and in your life right now are you trying to create using analytics and logic? Are you trying to create a unique coaching package using just analytics and numbers? Are you trying to start a beautiful blog that's like, written like soul writing, but using your analytical and logical mind to do so? It's really important that as we move forward and as we, my mission is to really create a generation of female entrepreneurs who understand that their power, their greatest power is in their intuition. It's using their intuition to create their most unique expression of who they are and what they're here to do and who they're here to serve. And those things cannot come when we are spending all of our time in our left brain. And so I want to instill the importance of learning how to do some of the tasks that are going to shift you into that more creative space. Meditation is really great. Journaling is really great. Intuitive writing, when you just let the pen flow on the paper and not trying to think about what you're writing, if you just let yourself write, those are some really great ways to help you use your intuitive self and your creative self to get into a flow and to, honestly, that's where every idea for my business has come from. Every idea that's worked, I should say, because I've also tried to create ideas that were rooted in, I need X number of dollars, or if I have this many people on my list, I need to send this many emails and grow it by this many people, right? Like I was using numbers to try to create something. And I can promise you that anytime I took action from that place, nothing happened. Like crickets. Okay. So let's stop this idea that pushing and analyzing, and I need a strategist, and I need to, be very business oriented to create my beautiful flowy business. That doesn't make sense. It doesn't line up. And you're going to find yourself spinning your wheels time after time, wondering why this doesn't work for you. Why can't I finally just have the business and the flow in my life that I desire? So let's move into that more creative space in ourselves. Let's remember that it is not about logic and analytics when we are creators and visionaries. There is a time and a place to apply such things, but it is not at the time of creation. I hope that this has served you. I hope that this really causes you to sort of wake up and recognize where in your life, where in your business are you trying to create from a logical mind. Have a great day.